So to simplify this last one that we started in the last video that needed to be factored, the top would factor into x plus 2x minus 2 over the 2x times x plus 2. We can divide out the factor of x plus 2, and so our final answer is x minus 2 over 2x. Alright, on the next page we've got a few more examples. The least common denominator in this first one, letter E, is going to be x plus 3 and x minus 4. Since they're different, nothing in common, I need both of them for my common denominator. So for the first one, we're going to multiply x minus 2 over x plus 3. Needs to be multiplied by x minus 4 on top and bottom. Alright, minus x plus 5 over x minus 4 needs to be multiplied by x plus 3 on top and bottom. Now we're going to leave the bottoms the way they are, but we do need to distribute the tops so that we can combine like terms. Okay, so on the top of the first one, we're going to distribute this all the way out, distribute this one all the way out as well. So the top of the first one becomes x squared minus 4x minus 2x plus 8 over x plus 3x minus 4. And the next one becomes x squared plus 3x plus 5x plus 15 over x minus 4, x plus 3. Okay, now we need to be extra careful when I'm subtracting that this subtraction sign gets applied to every single term in the second polynomial. Okay, so let's write this again. X squared minus x squared, there won't be any x squared left. Then I've got negative 4 minus 2 is negative 6, minus 3 is negative 9, minus 5 is negative 14x. I've got 8 minus 15 is negative 7 over x plus 3 times x minus 4. The top needs to be factored. I'm going to take out a negative 7. It's going to leave me with a 2x plus 1 over the x plus 3x minus 4. Nothing cancels or nothing divides out, so that's my final answer. Alright, let's try the same thing in the next one. The bottom of the second one will factor into x plus y times x plus 2y, because that'd be xy, that'd be 2xy plus 1xy is 3xy, and we've got our 2y squared. So since this is already inside of that right there, that's my LCD. So when I start writing, we're going to have 2x over x plus y, and we're going to need to multiply by x plus 2y on top and bottom. Okay. Now it already has the common denominator for the second one, so we'll just copy that one down as 3y over x squared plus 3x, oops, I'm sorry, I want to copy down the factored version of that denominator. So we're going to use the x plus y, x plus 2y. Alright, so we'll distribute in the first numerator. So that gives us 2x squared plus 4xy over the common denominator of x plus y times x plus 2y plus 3y over x plus y, x plus 2y. They have the same denominator, so we're ready to add them. this is 2x squared plus 4x xy, hold on, plus 3y over x plus y, x plus 2y. The numerator can't be factored. It's not in the right pattern. We don't have x squared and y squared, so I'm done. It can't be factored. Alright, and then I think 2 more examples here. Needs to be factored. So this one's going to be factored by grouping. I notice that I can take a t squared out of the first group. It's going to leave me with t minus 2. So take a negative 1 out of the second group to get t minus 2. So this will factor into t squared minus 1 times t minus 2. Okay. T squared minus 1 can be factored further into t plus 1, t minus 1 times t minus 2. Okay. And then this one, the t squared minus 1 would factor into t plus 1, t minus 1. Difference of squares. So my LCD is going to have the t plus 1, the t minus 1, and the t minus 2. So the first denominator is actually my LCD since it already contained everything the second denominator had. So let's rewrite. The first one is 4 over t plus 1, t minus 1, t minus 2. Already had everything from the common denominator. The second one is 2t over t plus 1, t minus 1. And I need to multiply by t minus 2 on top and bottom to get the common denominator. Okay, so let's go ahead and distribute. Just to make it easier, since I'm already distributing a monomial, let me distribute that negative with it. Okay, so this is going to turn into 4 minus 2t squared, okay, plus 4t over the common denominator of t plus 1, t minus 1, t minus 2. Okay. So this needs to be written in the right order, and I'm going to take out a negative 2 at the same time. So negative 2 t squared, this will come next, divided by negative 2 is negative 2 t minus 2. The 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. Okay. Over t plus 1, t minus 1, and t minus 2. Alright, so let's check to see if we can factor. The only things that go into 2 are 2 and 1. When I add up 2 and 1, 2 plus 1 is 3, 2 minus 1 is 1, so I can't get a 2, so that's completely factored or can't be factored any further. And we're done. Okay, and letter H. For letter H, we need a common denominator. Right now, that 3 is over 1. So my only denominator is going to be my common denominator, so I'm going to multiply by y plus 5 on top and bottom. Okay, so that'll give me 6y over y plus 5 plus 3, let's go ahead and distribute at the same time here, 3y plus 15 over y plus 5. Okay, so altogether 6 plus 3 is 9y plus 15 over y plus 5. 9y plus 15 can be factored. They can both be divided by 3. So that'll be 3 times 3y plus 5 over y plus 5. And the thing's the same, so it doesn't reduce any further. That's my final answer. Okay, got a couple more problems, 4 more problems to end this section. So let's look at the denominators here. They're not the same, but I notice that this one right here is written in the wrong order. So let's go ahead and write that as negative x plus 6, then take the negative out to write that as negative times x minus 6. So my common denominator can actually be written as x minus 6. Let me write this down real quick. So this is 6x plus 7 over x minus 6 plus 3x over negative x minus 6. The easiest way to do this is to say when you divide by a negative 1, you can just make that a negative 3 right there. So let's move that negative up. Okay, so now they had the same common denominator. I didn't have to multiply by a negative and get a whole bunch of negatives over here. Just moved the negative coefficient to the top by saying I can divide that 3 by that negative 1, make it a negative 3. So now I've got 6x plus negative 3x is 3x plus 7 over x minus 6. Alright? We're going to do something very similar in this next one. This is written in the wrong order. It needs to have the negative x squared plus 25. The x squared should be first, and then I can factor out that negative to get x squared minus 25. Okay, so to write that whole thing down, that's x minus 2 over x squared minus 25 minus x minus 2 over negative x plus 25. Now I put the top of this in parentheses just to show that there are two terms. When this negative comes up, it's going to come up in front of the parenthesis. Okay? So what's going to happen actually then is it's going to give me a double negative. Okay? So that double negative is going to turn into an addition. So I'm going to write this as x minus 2 over x squared minus 25 plus x minus 2 over, oh my bad, I meant to write that as a x squared minus 25 in the bottom there. Let me see if I can take that plus out. Okay, there we go, that's better. Okay, so the extra negative in this bottom just came up and combined with the subtraction to make it an addition problem. So now we'll combine our like terms. X plus x is 2x, minus 2 is minus 4, over x squared minus 25, and then lastly, just a factor, the 2 out on the top, it'll be 2 times x minus 2 over x squared minus 25. Okay? So let's look at the last two examples. This one factors as x plus 6x minus 6. The other one factors as x minus 6 and x minus 2. So my common denominator is going to have an x plus 6, an x minus 6, and an x minus 2. So we'll start off with 3 over x plus 6, x minus 6. And multiply by x minus 2 on top and bottom. Then we have the x times the x minus 6, x minus 2 times x plus 6 on top and bottom. So if we distribute, we get 3x minus 6 on the top of the first one and x squared plus 6 on the top of the second one. Now we need to distribute the negative and combine like terms. So we get a negative x squared and a negative 6x, which gives us a negative x squared minus 3x once I add that on, and a minus 6. I can factor a negative out of the top, giving me a negative x squared plus 3x plus 6 over the x plus 6, x minus 6, x minus 2. And then this can't be factored any further. The factors of 6 need to add up. They'd add up to 7 or 5, so I can't get that 3, so we're done.